Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me for this video. This is a bridal tutorial, so for all of you who have a wedding coming up, whether you're a bride, a bridesmaid, or I don't know, a mother of the bride, anyone involved with a wedding, I think you're going to enjoy this look because I'm going to offer not only some really long wearing makeup suggestions, but also just some ways to sort of maintain your natural look within, you know, this very special day where you want to look so polished and, you know, so a look you'll look back on for years to come. How can you maintain looking like yourself still with that look? So hopefully this gives you some tips, and of course this look is based on Jessica, one of my contest winners from my 50K Makeover Giveaway. I've chosen 3 winners, so this is the second look I've done. I still have 1 look to come. This look, yeah, is based on Jessica and her personal, I think, makeup needs and the things that would be great for a wedding. So let's take a look at some of Jessica's pictures and sort of talk about why I ended up with the look I have now. Here is Jessica on my computer. She sent me several pictures, as many of you did who entered the contest, and you can see she's got a great kind of like a little bit deeper tan skin tone, and I think that's sort of what inspired me and made me think I think a berry lip would be nice and a little hint of some purple warm tones on the eye. So I was very excited to do that kind of based on this picture. I'm going to cater to some under eye needs and different things that I think her skin tone sort of tends toward more. I feel like with the darker skin you may notice, or the olive tone skin, you might see a little more of that darkness around the eyes. So we're going to do our best to use some products that will sort of correct that. Here she is actually wearing her wedding dress, so that's great. And then here's a picture of her and her fiance. She is getting married later this month, and I just really think that the look that I've put together will be something hopefully she can use for her wedding and maybe even her honeymoon, you know, something she could take and just amp up the color just a little bit more and make it a really fun, almost party type look. So Jessica, I hope you enjoy this look, and I'll take you step by step through it all. The first step was to apply a moisturizer all over my skin. Use whatever really works for your skin and it's good for your skin type. Jessica said hers wasn't particularly acne prone, but she'll have a breakout every now and then. And then I'm going to use the Maybelline Superstay Makeup 24-hour formula. My shade is, where is my shade on this? Classic beige, sorry about that. But this is a really, really long wearing makeup, and I find that it holds up really well. It seems to be good for most skin types from the feedback I've gotten from others as well that I've recommended this to. So you can apply this with your fingers or use a brush, but just kind of dot that all over your skin and start blending it in. Somewhere Jessica is going to want to pay particular attention to, even from the point that she starts applying foundation, is the under eye area. I can tell with her skin tone that's an area that may be prone to getting a little bit darker there. So just keep that in mind, that you want to start with that even in your foundation stage and see how much that can cover, and then that'll determine how much concealer we want to put on. Now that foundation covers really evenly, it lasts a really long time, and I think that's going to be great for a wedding look. But another thing that is important is concealing that under eye area. I think Jessica's going to want to concentrate this all the way from right in here to down in this area and really cover that whole region there, and also a little bit on the outer corner. And yeah, other than that, I mean, her skin looks very clear, but the under eye area is something to pay attention to. So I'm going to be using Dream Mousse concealer. I think this is really great for coverage. It's been something I've been relying on a daily basis for under eye coverage. My shade is cream, and that's light 4-5. But basically what I'm going to do is just apply this with my fingers. I really like applying the Mousse products with my fingers because of that texture. I feel like your fingertips and the warmth of your skin helps that convert to, you know, a creamy product you can blend in, as opposed to a brush just leaving that light and kind of, you know, not all the way really pressed and blended into your skin. So I'm gonna get this going right here under my eye. And you know, you don't have to blend it in too much. I'm kind of like pressing it into certain points and then kind of blending around the border of that. And you can see almost an instant difference. So I recommend getting right up under here. If you're struggling with under eye issues, you know, get right up underneath your eye, like almost on your lash line. That is the way I learned about that when I was watching QVC one day, and Bobby Brown was on there, and she was talking about her concealers and how, you know, you can really do a world of difference just by getting really close to your eye, because it's all about your eye. You know, you have dark under eye circles, but you want your eyes to stand out. So I know I battle with that a lot. So it's something I'm always thinking about. And regardless of the concealer you use, I encourage you to try putting it on that way, because you're going to find that you get a lot more out of it. So now I've done the other eye, and feel free to go ahead and go over any other problem areas. For me, I sometimes have a little redness around my nose area, and this is a great concealer to really use all over the face, because you don't want it to come off shiny. You want to keep a matte finish wherever you're putting it, so that's good for that. So next off, we're going to kind of set what we've done, and for that I'm going to use another powder that's going to keep us matte and that you will be able to carry with you throughout your wedding day in a purse or whatever. It's the Dream Matte powder. My shade is beige. That's medium 2 to 2.5. And so it comes in a pressed form like this, and it really is a good matte powder. And I'm not trying to take all the glow, you know, out of your wedding. You want to have glowing, radiant skin, but you also want it to last. And you know, you've kind of got to think about the practical angle of weddings as well. You know, I've been through one, and I know that, you know, it's very important to, you're going to be taking a lot of pictures, and you're not necessarily going to have someone running up to you all the time saying, you look a little shiny, can I put this on here? So you want long wearing, high performance makeup, and so I'm choosing some things that I really think will work for that, and then we'll have some other finishing touches at the end of this face segment that are really going to help your skin glow. I'm going to take my fluffy Sigma SS150 brush, going to get that there in the powder, and kind of concentrate it on my T-zone area. For me, that's where I get a little shiny, and that's where a lot of people tend to get the oil on their face, but just pay attention to those key areas for yourself. And also, I like to put a little powder under my eyes. I think it kind of works to set whatever concealing you've done there. And just kind of, if you want to dust it all over your face, I mean, this is not going to look cakey. It's just going to give you a nice matte coverage and give you that flawless face look that I think we all want as we look back on those wedding pictures. So just, you know, you can build it up a little bit, but I go for just kind of a more concentrated layer over the oily parts, and then just kind of a dusting over the rest of the face. Next, we want to give our skin just a little bit of a golden glow. We don't want to change our skin tone entirely. We want to look like ourselves on our wedding day. But for Jessica, she has a little bit deeper skin already, but I think, you know, it's nice once you've gone through these steps of foundation, concealer, etc. You want to sort of give some contrast to certain areas with some bronzer. NYC Sunny, I can't recommend it enough. It might sound like a little bit of a broken record the way I mentioned this, but it is really good, and so many of you I know like it. So again, with the SS150 brush, I'm going to concentrate on the temples here, and we're going to basically give a little bit of a contour to our face with this. So I'm going temples, I'm going right around the upper hairline here, and I'm going to go down the side of the face as well. And I'm going to kind of come in, I'm going to do that 3 motion, coming under the cheekbone and under the jaw. I think this will work really well for Jessica. She's got great cheeks here, so I think this is going to be nice to highlight those. Coming under and coming below. And I mean, this is not a super dark bronzer. I think it's kind of easy to use in that respect. So if you want to sort of amp up your skin all over, you know, you can give a light dusting just across your forehead, the areas the sun would hit. But you want to concentrate it on those areas that you want to maybe contour in a bit. Now it's time for blush. We've all heard the phrase blushing bride. So yeah, you really don't want to skip this phase. It's going to help the glow of your skin tremendously. One that as soon as I saw Jessica's first picture, I was thinking about the CoverGirl Cheekers blush in Golden Pink, one of my favorite daily use contours, and I think it would be good for her skin tone as well. It looks like this. It's kind of like a deep bronzer, but with some more warmth to it, so it kind of doubles as that blush. I'm going to be using my SS168, the angled blush brush here. Just get a little bit of that on there. Little goes a long way with this color, and kind of suck in the cheeks and get that contour going right where you see the natural shadow. Just going to enhance it and really give you that, you know, great look on your cheeks. And I think a sort of plum-colored pinky blush would look really pretty on Jessica's skin. And the one I'm choosing is from CoverGirl. It's called Plumberry Glow. It's a really pretty blush, and if you look at it closely, you can see there's a little bit of a sheen to it as well. So we don't want to overuse this, but I think it's going to bring that glow back to her skin, even on top of some of these matte products. So I'm going to take my angled brush again, get a little bit of that on there, and we're going to go on the outer part of the apple of our cheek. So if we're smiling, it's going to go right out here. We don't want to get in too close to the nose. We don't want to cause a look of redness close to our nose, but we do want to get that pretty pink glow right here on our cheeks. Dust it on lightly and do a little bit of a swirling motion just to make sure it's all blended in. Next, I definitely want to do some highlighting. I'm going to use my Physicians Formula Shimmer Strips in Waikiki Strip. So this is a peachy glow bronzer. You get a lot of different things going on here, but we're going to use it like a highlighter using the lightest shades. So right up here towards the top where you see like a light peach and a gold shade, I'm going to go with my same brush here that I've been using for blush. Just going to dip it in there lightly, and then I'm going to run that right along the top of the cheekbone where the light would naturally hit. So we're going to create a nice contrast and a really glowing look here from where we've contoured below that. So just going right on here, don't overdo it, just a little bit will work. And I'm also going to take my finger, and this is a great trick to really make your lips pop, and this will apply a little bit later on, but I'm going to kind of swirl my finger here in the top two shades. So what I have on my hand is something like that. And then I'm going to run this right along the Cupid's bow area. See how that's kind of lighting up now? This is going to really make the lips look like they're popping from the face a little bit. So it may not make sense to you right at this moment, but once I do the lips, it's going to, I think, sort of come together for you. So now we're going to get ready for the eyes. Let's get started on the eyes. I'm going to take my Wet n Wild palette in Lust. So this is going to give us, it really can give you just an all-around smoky look. I'm going for a hint of a berry tone in this because I think it will look gorgeous with Jessica's skin. So I'm going to go with the lightest shade here. It's a white and it's got just a bit of shimmer to it. I'm using my Sigma SS239 brush, so kind of a typical eyeshadow brush. I'm going to take a little bit of that on there and get that right on the inner part of the lid here. So just patting that on, just like so. And really keep it confined to that one area. Then I'm going to kind of dust off my brush or flip it over, use the other side, and I'm going to go to this charcoal shade that I really don't use too often, but I think it's going to be pretty for this look. It's down here at the bottom. It kind of is like a metallic charcoal. And so I'm going to get my brush into that and put that on the outer half of the lid, kind of overlapping. Okay, overlapping with that light shade. So as you can see here, we're getting a nice little bit of depth there. And as you pat that on, kind of think about patting it up and also wedging that part of your brush right there into your crease, so you're getting a little bit of continuity with that shade, not only on your lid, but also up to the crease, and that'll help in blending our next color. In this palette, you're supplied with the most beautiful berry shade, and it's right here. It's matte, and we're going to use just a small amount of that to give us this warmth around the eye. So I'm going to take my SS224 brush. It's nice and fluffy. I'm going to basically put it tipped down right into the product there, and then I'm going to lightly dust that along the outside of what we've just done here. This is going to give you a really, really soft look. It's going to warm up the face a lot, and I'm choosing these colors because I think Jessica has a slightly tanned complexion, and I feel like these shades are so complementary to that. So just dusting that on like that, and then I'm going to take the light shade that we used already on the inner part of the lid, get a little bit of that on the same brush, and we're going to go up under the brow with that and kind of just top over, you know, that more berry shade so it's not too loud, just like so. Before I move on to the darker shades here, I'm going to go ahead and do some liner, and I'm going to be using my L'Oreal Carbon Black Liner Intense. It's a good liner. It gives you a very thin line, which is what I'm going for here, and we're not going to do a big winged out look, and we're also, as you can see kind of from this side, we're not doing a major outer V here either. I'm trying to work with the natural shape of Jessica's eye and just playing off of that a little bit by giving us, you know, a little bit of color that edges its way up onto the brow bone. So that's the basic idea behind this look. I'm going to look down into a mirror. That really helps me getting my liner right up next to my eyelashes. And we're going to go from the inner corner here. And just go as slow as you feel comfortable with this step. Liquid liner can take some adjusting too, but I mean, if you've got some time to practice this before your wedding, and to anyone else who has a wedding out there, this works pretty well. So keeping it close to the lash line. As I said, I'm not doing a major winged look here, but I am extending that, as you can see there, extended it just a little bit past the natural eyelid there, so I can have a little point to blend to with the lower part. I'm going to use a liner that I really enjoy whenever I'm doing berry looks, and it's Revlon Colorstay eyeliner in Blackberry. So this is a really deep plum, and it's going to look nice with this look. It's not going to be any out there, you know, majorly bold purple shade, but it is going, the plum aspect here I think is going to make brown eyes really pop. So as you can see, we're catering to that outer edge by blending up, kind of flicking up, and giving us a nice finished edge to the eye. And then we're going to lightly, with a light touch, just kind of basically smudge this into our lower lash line. I'm not going for a thick line. You can see over here, there's no real thick line on the lower lashes, but the liner is there. Next, I'm going to take my SS219 brush. This is a small pencil brush, and I'm going to use this for basically all the finishing touches in this look. And I'm going to be using the plum shade here as well. It's a matte plum, and it's just going to be great for getting a little more contour in here and also set the lower liner. So first off, with the lower liner, make sure you're taking the brush, only using the tip to get the product on, and dipping it right in there. It won't take much. And then I'm going to just kind of buff that, run that over the liner here. So we're going to get a little bit of a, I don't want to say smoky, but we're going to sort of get a more smudged out appearance here. And it's going to appear darker at the outer edge because that's where we applied our liner thicker, and lighter right in there. And then we're going to take this same shade, get a little more on your brush, and get that right there in the crease. Play off of the outer corner of where we drew our liner out to, and just kind of, you know, blend that in here. We're not doing a big outer V. We're sticking with the, you know, the natural shape of our eye, wanting to look like ourselves for the wedding, but look just a little more glamorous, and as Jessica put it, you know, really make her husband-to-be just kind of speechless, I guess, for how she looks on the wedding day. So that's what we're going for here. So I'm getting it right in here. We're going way in, right in here. Looking at Jessica's natural eye shape, that's kind of what I thought might be pretty for this look, to give her a little more definition on the inner part. And then just take that up about that far. If you want to go on top of this and add more of that berry shade, you can. This is just a bare brush here. I'm just using to buff that out a little bit. But kind of look, you know, from side to side, see if you're symmetrical. I personally want to use a little bit more of that berry shade right here. I think it's beautiful. I really think no matter what, you know, you're going for with the coloring of your dress or anything else or flowers, I still feel like having a warm shade around your eye just really pulls the look together. You want the eyes to really pop. I suggest, especially for pictures and things like that, taking a white liner, putting it on the inner rim of your eyes. I'm going to use my Rimmel Soft Kohl Liner in pure white, and I'm just going to very gently pull down right here and just run that along the waterline. I would recommend on a wedding day to opt for a waterproof mascara. I'm going to be using the CoverGirl Lash Blast Length, and I'm going to apply probably 3 coats of this on the upper lashes. Apply them, do not let them dry between coats. So like get a good solid first coat, don't let it dry, go ahead with number 2 and number 3. You're going to get nice length there, and it's going to be I just feel like it's a semi-natural but long lashes mascara, and this doesn't tend to smudge at all. And I think if you get waterproof, you're also going to be extra locked in there with your mascara look. All right, I wanted to go for kind of a berry lip look, and I think Jessica can pull it off. I think I think her skin's going to be glowing. She's already got just a hint of a berry look on the eye, and so I think the lips will really pull it all together. I've lately myself have been doing a lot of this with lip stains, just kind of taking a lip stain, putting it all over, and then it's kind of like your safety blanket. It doesn't feel thick, it doesn't feel like anything on your lips, but sometimes once whatever you put on top of that wears off, then your lip stain has kind of outlasted the whole thing. So I'm using the CoverGirl Outlast Lip Stain in number 400. I don't know why I went ahead and did this and forgot to kind of record on it, but I just kind of drew that on all over the lips. What that is just a sheer blanket of color, and it's going to stay on there really well. So you could just draw it on like a marker. You don't even need to use a lip liner. It just kind of just draws right on. And then I'm going to use a really long wearing gloss that I'm liking. It's the Infallible Plumping 6 Hour, oh excuse me, I thought I was going to sneeze, Plumping Lip Gloss. It's number 506. Excuse me, sorry about that. 506 Plumped Mauve is the shade. It's gorgeous. All right, guys, here is the finished look. Just kind of threw my hair into a little low bun here. I know that's kind of a popular look for weddings lately. Basically what I did is I just used my Goody spin pins, which I have a video on those if you have more questions. But yeah, I kind of teased the hair up here in the crown just a little bit when I went back, you know, before I pulled it, you know, back to the side, and I secured it with a couple of bobby pins. So think of like doing a half up, half down. You tease it a little bit, put your bobby pins in, and then just pull it all to the side for the bun, which, like I said, you can see the video on that. But I think it dresses it up a little bit, and it kind of gives you the feel of a wedding look. Sometimes, you know, just doing your makeup and saying, this is my wedding look, you know, it doesn't necessarily come together unless you do something with your hair that makes you feel like that's what you're working on. I hope you enjoy this look, Jessica, and I hope those who are also thinking about their weddings this summer can have a little direction maybe from this tutorial. The products that I used are overall very affordable, but they're all things that I really like. So I hope this works out for you, and I hope, Jessica, that you will keep us posted with pictures, a couple pictures from your wedding, so we can see how the look turned out and how the day went for you. So thanks so much to all who tuned in for this video. There is one more contest video left, and I think those who are, in the high school age range are really going to like that one. So thanks again for watching, and have a great day.